What did it mean for you when you got that call? You're like, hey, I'm now going to be part of this legacy of movies and shows that have meant the world to me.
When I found out I got the part, they send the legal the legal letter, and then at the bottom it says "Welcome to the Marvel Universe."
Amazing.
And I was reading that, I was like, this is great, and then and I just saw that and I just burst out crying because it's just that's the coolest "Welcome to the Marvel Universe" is the coolest letter to get.
Yeah, I think that would just I hope you probably have to give it back, but that immediately go on the wall.
Oh, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure you still have it. Great shoes.
Thank you. They're really squeaky.
Are they really squeaky?
They just keep squeaking everywhere.
That's like SpongeBob. You just anywhere you go, we know where you are.
Yeah.
That's good.
Can't sneak away.
Joe, thank you so much for sharing your time with us on the Movie Podcast today. We're such big fans of you.
Thank you.
And you're so damn good in this show.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's so much fun. This is the most fun I've had watching a show this year.
Great.
So it's been a lot of fun. But I have to commend you. We were at D23 and we saw that incredible performance on stage with everyone. How was that feeling for you being on stage in front of that massive crowd of people, doing that song?
It was great fun until about 4 lines in, I just somehow got out of time. So I actually mimed most of it.
Okay.
Because I had Patti LuPone next to me, belling out a top A, and in my ears I was hearing the music, but I somehow got out of line, and I was like, there's 20,000 people on there. So I just started miming, which is, that's a confession. There you go.
There you go.
It's a confession. I didn't actually sing.
There you go.
Some of it I did. I sang the first note and the last note.
But listen, I'll be honest, commend your acting skills because couldn't tell.
Great.
It was flawless on art.
Great.
So it looked great. I just got to know, when you're preparing for a role like this, are you going back? Are you watching WandaVision? Were you a fan of that show? Or are you looking more let's look into witches a little bit more. Let's look into the history of this type of thing. Where did your mind go when you're preparing for this show?
Both. I mean, I think I've probably watched WandaVision 6 or 7 times through, pausing and playing and finding out all the insider info. And, we had Jack Schaefer and Mary Lavanos at our disposal for any questions or anything we had, which is great because I had a lot of questions and a lot of witch lore and Marvel lore and all of that stuff. But yeah, it's such an interesting, what's so good about the MCU is there's so much to dig into. And you can really get real deep into these characters, which is fun. Was
there something specific that you learned about either witches or the making of WandaVision that fascinated you most? That you're this is something I'm constantly thinking about?
Sasheer, I probably can't even, this is a story I can half tell because I thought it was too rude. Sasheer told us the origin of witches riding broomsticks. Everyone should Google it. I won't tell you, but it's a very interesting story. Okay. And really it's cool.
I can't do it right now because we're on the clock, but I promise you as soon as I leave this room, I know.
Everyone should. Maybe everyone over the age of 18 should. But.
Okay. That's perfect. And I leads me to Agatha herself in this show. Kathryn Hahn is amazing. You have such an incredible dynamic with her. And I love that, she even tells you you're poking the bear a lot in the show. What was it like working with her and just having that dynamic with one another? Because you guys have a lot of fun on screen.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's so great is me and Kathryn have such great chemistry. We just clicked with us. There's a trust with each other that means that going too far, upsetting the other person, we can just go for it. And I think that's really great as an actor to be able to feel so comfortable with someone that you can just try the new thing and have fun and know that let's go with it. And then you try something else the next take, and it was great.
And I think it's fun too because again, at the end of the day, she's a witch, so she's going to not be as nice as we may see other characters in the MCU. So were you ever I don't know, it's funny when you see all these sets, did you have, as much as you could say, I guess, did you have a favorite scene with her when you were filming this? And obviously we'll stay spoiler free. Yeah, we don't want to get too deep.
There's some scenes in the later episodes that the dynamic changes and it's fun. It was fun to play.
One of my favorite things in the series so far is the trials themselves. And I think seeing from what we've seen so far and seeing how they're handled, it was making us say, man, what would my personal trial be for people to have to do to either join my coven? So I'm curious for you, have you given a thought of what you would want people to have to do as your own trials?
Oh, I haven't thought of that. I don't think my brain would be as clever as Jack Schaefer to make these amazing trials. It'd probably be something I don't know, beat me in a game of cards and buy me dinner.
That's it. Just
very simple. I'm a straightforward guy. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That. Something that, carrying over from WandaVision, which is a show that, you, I've watched 6 or 7 times. Mm-hmm. Music plays such an incredible role in this series as well. So I was just wondering for you, was there or is there an artist that like you either listen to that gets you in the mind when you're trying to like figure out who your character is, or is there like a certain song or an artist that like gets you more into the Agatha All Along type mindset?
Ooh. What was I listening to while we were filming? I was, you know what, was going through a real Carole King period.
Okay.
I think Carole King's the greatest of all the witches. You know, she's that Tapestry. I was on repeat pretty much the all of filming, which is great.
Yeah, I mean the music in this show is just amazing, and it's following an incredible lineage of music. When you look at like even just the first episode and how it feels like a really cool extension of WandaVision, where you're like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah,
are we in another show? Like, how is this kind of breaking down? Did you have any shows for you that you loved either growing up or now that you're just like, I wish my life would be through the filter of this show or this era of TV?
I mean, I'm not a show, but I always like say like as a kid I wanted to be one of the Goonies.
Oh yeah.
Which then filming the show, it felt very much like that. Like there's so many like the adventure like on a quest to find. Yeah. Like it felt very like that, which was very full circle.
Oh my gosh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, being part of the Goonies, I think would be just any person's dream.
Even like those amazing sets that they got to go in.
Yeah.
It always feels like when you go on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. Yeah. That's what I feel like being in the Goonies feels like, which is then also like some of our sets for Agatha. I was like, this is the Goonies.
Yeah, it's really impressive from what we've seen so far. I'm just so excited to see where the show's going to go, and I know we can't talk about that, but I just love to know for you, like pre-WandaVision, was there any other Marvel films for you really made you like fall in love with the MCU, or like what was your entry into this universe?
I grew up with the Infinity Saga. Like I remember I was 5 when the first Iron Man film came out, so I really like grew up with Marvel, and then when I was a teenager, it was like Endgame and that era. So I really got to experience that through the lens of like a child and growing up with it, which was really nice. It's just have always like been a part of my life. Always used to put like the date of the next Marvel film coming out and like, can you get this app, so like countdown app, and have them all like laid out so that when I could go to the cinema to watch them. That's
amazing. So what did it mean for you when you got that call? They're like, hey, I'm now going to be part of this legacy of movies and shows that have meant the world to me.
When I found out I got the part, they like send like the legal the legal letter, and then at the bottom it says "Welcome to the Marvel Universe."
Amazing.
And I like was reading that, I was like, "Oh, this is great," and then and I just saw that and I just burst out crying because it was just like that's the coolest like "Welcome to the Marvel Universe" is the coolest letter to get.
Yeah, I think that would just like I hope you probably have to give it back, but like that immediately go on the wall.
Oh, I've got it. Like. Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure you still have it. Is there any other like Marvel characters in this that you would want to have part of like your coven? That you're like, if I could have like maybe 3 or 4 with me and start a coven of my own, I'm like, these are the people I want.
Gamora.
Oh, okay.
Black Widow. Who else? I mean, there's so many great characters. There are others, obviously, but I can't think of them.
No, it's all good.
The 2 that come to mind straight away.
I mean, you got 2 strong ones out the gate, so I'm like, you guys are set on your own. I just, really quickly, before we wrap up, I just want to congratulate you on Heartstopper, because incredible show. Coming back for season 3, what are you most excited for to be returning to this world? I'm excited for the season is way more grown up than that last 2. The show is growing up with the characters, and it's really fun to get to do that. That's amazing. Now for Agatha All Along, this is the perfect like spooky season show to get right into. Do you have any like Halloween or spooky season traditions that you're planning on doing to watch along with this? Ooh. I mean, I love carving a pumpkin. I'm from an island called the Isle of Man where we carve turnips, not pumpkins. Okay. It's an old Celtic tradition. That's very cool. They're really much harder to carve because they've gotten like the hard all the way through. Yeah, I was going to say like that seems like it'd be very difficult to do. Very difficult. Yeah, so again, another you're giving me homework after this. Yeah. I'm going to go Google what those are going to look like as well too. Yeah, well, that's what I'll be doing with my family. I love it. Joe, thank you so much for your time again. I'm having such a blast with this. It's so much fun. Great. And I cannot wait to see what comes next and to see what you do next. So thank you. Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you.